ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. من أنزل الأمطار وفجر الأنهار وأنبت الأزهار تزخرف الجبال. من أنزل الأمطار وفجر الأنهار وأنبت الأزهار تزخرف الجبال. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. من علم العصفور في الجو أن يطير ومن جلى الغدير ودفاق الشلال. من علم العصفور في الجو أن يطير ومن جلى الغدير ودفاق الشلال. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله. ذاك العظيم في علا من أبدع الكون سوى سبحان الله وبحمد الله ولا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, and surely the best reward is for those who have taqwa. And surely there is no animosity except for the oppressor. And I bear witness that Allah is one and has no partners, and that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, is his servant and his last messenger. And may Allah always and constantly send peace and blessings to Muhammad and to his family and his companions, and all those who call to his way and establish his sunnah to the day of judgment. As to what follows, I begin with the greeting words of paradise. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And I bring you special salams from your brothers and sisters in South Africa, especially from the native Aboriginal people there, who by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are coming into Islam. The Zulu and the Xhosa and Sotho and Tswana, and the people who have populated that land for thousands of years. Alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed them to begin to enter into the world of Islam, and I pray that the day would come that their voice would be strongly heard amongst the sufuf of the Muslimin. I also bring you special salams from your brothers and sisters in North America. Alhamdulillah, just last year, over 300,000 people have accepted Islam in the United States alone. If you consider the prison population, which is now larger than the university population, the people are entering into Islam in crowds. And I want to take this moment also on a personal note to give special salams and also greetings and solidarity to the Aboriginal people of this land, and especially to our brother Muhammad, who is here tonight. It is part of our way also to ask permission of them to speak. I am also part of the Aboriginal people, an African American by culture, but my grandmother was a Red Indian, Mohawk, and they are the Aboriginal people of North America. So it is part of our way to also represent, or to also respect and to show solidarity with the oppressed people of the land. Alhamdulillah, it is a great pleasure to be with you here tonight. And it is purely by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this has come about. There is no other logical reason why I would be here with you tonight, and why people of so many colors, so many races and nationalities are all joined together in brotherhood. There is no other system of life, there is no religion, no ideology that has the ability to bring together the black and the white, to bring together the Arab and the non-Arab. And so we have to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly that He has made us Muslim. We say, Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana li hadha wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. We thank Allah constantly for having brought us to Islam, because we could not have entered Islam if it was not by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And just recently, I had the opportunity to travel to the north in the furthest western part of the United States and Canada, to a place called Alaska. And in this place, in an air base, a city called Fairbanks, Alaska. This is a strategic position of the American armed forces, which was a key base right in front of the Russians. And so their key military observation equipment and their most powerful strike force are sitting in this base. And by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, part of a group of what they call their reconnaissance commandos, an elite strike force who fly helicopter gunships, were sent into Somalia during Operation Hope. You remember when Operation Hope happened in Somalia some years ago? And they went into Somalia, and by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they saw the strength of the Somali people living in the desert and living under those conditions, and a large group of these people accepted Islam. They came back to the air base and established Salatul Jumu'ah and called us there in order to give da'wah. I went on the air base myself, and I even felt embarrassed. I don't usually feel embarrassed with my Islamic clothes, but everybody had fatigues on, army fatigues. The brothers had thobes, and it was Jumu'ah Salat, and we established the Jumu'ah on the air base. And then we went downtown. Now this is a place in Alaska, and it is something of the miracle of the Prophet ﷺ, how far Islam would reach, that in Alaska it is so cold in the winter that it goes down sometimes to minus 70 degrees. And the brothers had to go out and train after Fajr. They had to put on special equipment, and they had to run outside and to train to get used to the environment. They were in Alaska, and there were brothers from Bangladesh, from Senegal, from all over the Muslim world, very hot places, that were living there in the cold. And so we went downtown, and we established the dawah, and alhamdulillah, some of the people there are embracing Islam. The people called Inuit, you would call them Eskimos. These are the native people who live in the north. And it is so cold in that region that they build their house of ice. And the ice protects you from the cold, and you put skin on the inside of the ice, and it becomes warm. And so even though it is so cold and so far away, alhamdulillah, they are beginning to accept Islam. And the question that the people had in that area is, why did it take you so long to get here? When they realize what Islam is, their question is, what took you so long? If there are Muslims who have power in the land and the sea, and who are living all over this planet, then what took you so long to get here? And so we reflected with them on the condition of the Muslims and the condition of the Muslim world. And so it is in their spirit that I speak to you tonight, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما.